The signal came without warning. At first, no one noticed it. Deep in space, far beyond the orbit of Pluto, a small research station picked up a strange transmission. It was weak, broken, almost like static. The scientists thought it was just noise. It happened all the time. But this was different. The signal repeated. Again, and again, and again. It followed a pattern. Someone or something was trying to speak. Dr. Elias Warren stared at the screen, his eyes narrow and focused. He leaned closer, adjusting the filters, cleaning the signal bit by bit. "What is that?" he whispered. The room grew quiet. Every person in the control center turned to look. Slowly, the noise began to form shapes, then symbols, then something even more shocking. Language, not human, but structured, intentional, real. A chill ran through the room. "Is this a joke?" one technician asked nervously. "No," Elias said quietly. "This is real." Within minutes, the message was sent to Earth, and everything changed. Across the world, alarms began to rise. Governments were alerted. Military systems activated. Satellites shifted position. The signal was tracked. And then they found it, an object, large, metallic, moving slowly toward Earth. It was not natural. It was not human. It was a ship. Panic spread quickly. News channels exploded with breaking reports. Unknown object entering solar system. Possible alien contact. Global defense systems activated. People stared at their screens in fear. Some thought it was an invasion. Others believed it was the end. Air bases prepared fighter jets. Warships moved into position. Missile systems were armed. The world held its breath. But something didn't feel right. The ship was not moving like a war vessel. It was drifting, slow, uncontrolled, like it was broken, damaged, dying. Back in the control center, Elias studied the data carefully. "There are no weapon signatures," he said. "No shields. No defense systems active." He paused. "It's not attacking." A general standing behind him crossed his arms. "Or pretending," the general replied. Elias didn't answer. He kept watching the signal, because it was still coming. Weak, fading, but still repeating. Hours passed. The ship entered the outer edges of the solar system. Closer now. Clearer. The signal improved. This time they understood it. Not fully, but enough. The room went silent as the translation appeared on the screen. Broken words. Simple phrases, but powerful. "We come in peace." A pause. Then again. "We need help." Someone in the room took a step back. "Help," they said. "That doesn't make sense." Elias felt his heartbeat rise. "They're not here to fight," he said slowly. "They're asking to survive." The message spread across Earth, and now the fear changed. It was no longer just fear of attack. It was confusion, doubt, debate. Some people didn't believe it. "It's a trick. They want us to lower our guard. They're lying." But others saw something different. What if it's true? What if they really need help? What if we are their last hope? The ship moved closer, now visible through high-powered telescopes. It was massive, but damaged. Huge sections were torn apart. Metal was burned. Parts were missing. It looked like it had survived something terrible, something violent. Inside military command rooms, tension grew. Leaders argued. "If we let it get closer, we risk everything. If we attack, we may destroy the first contact in history. What if there are weapons hidden? What if there are survivors inside?" No one had the answer. Time was running out. Then something happened. The signal changed. It became stronger for a moment, like a final push. One last effort. The message came through clearly this time. No distortion. No noise. Just a voice. Soft. Weak. But real. "Please." The word echoed in the room. Then silence. The signal stopped. Completely. Everyone froze. "What just happened?" someone asked. Elias checked the system. "They've lost power," he said. "They can't transmit anymore." The ship continued drifting, closer to Earth, but now quiet, lifeless. For a long moment, no one spoke. The world watched, waiting. Then the decision had to be made. Attack the unknown ship or respond to its call. In a secure room, the leaders of Earth gathered, faces serious, voices tense. This could be a threat. This could be history. If we make the wrong choice, billions could die. Silence filled the room. Then one voice spoke. Calm, firm, different. If they wanted to destroy us, the voice said, they would have done it already. Everyone turned. They came here broken. The voice continued. They asked for help. A pause. We cannot ignore that. Far above Earth, the damaged ship drifted in silence. Inside it, unknown beings waited. Maybe alive, maybe dying, maybe watching. Back on Earth, the final command was prepared. Hands hovered over controls. Hearts pounded. The entire planet held its breath. Then, Earth made its choice. A single transmission was sent into space. Clear, strong, human, we hear you. A pause. Then the next words followed. You're not alone. And just like that, everything changed. The message from Earth had been sent, but no reply came back. The alien ship stayed silent. It floated above Earth like a ghost, quiet, broken, and still. No lights, no movement, no sound, only questions. Inside the Global Command Center, tension was rising again. They are not responding, one officer said. Maybe they can't, another replied. Dr. Elias stood in front of the large screen, watching the ship carefully. They lost power, he said. That last message, it was their final effort. The general looked at him. So now what? Elias didn't answer immediately. He knew what came next, and he knew it would change everything. A decision was made. A small team would go up to the ship. Not soldiers, not fighters, but scientists, doctors, and a few trained security officers. Their mission was simple. Find out what was inside, help if possible, and survive if necessary. The shuttle launched within hours. As it moved through space, silence filled the cabin. No one spoke much. Each person was lost in their own thoughts. Fear, curiosity, doubt, hope, all mixed together. Commander Ryan Cole led the mission. He was calm on the outside, but inside, even he felt the pressure. This was not just another mission. This was history, or a mistake that could cost everything. The alien ship grew larger as they approached. Up close, the damage looked even worse. Deep cuts ran across its surface. Whole sections were missing. Metal was twisted like it had been crushed. It looks like it went through a war, one crew member said quietly. Ryan nodded, or something worse. They circled the ship once, scanning, searching. No weapons detected, the technician reported. No active systems. Life signs. Ryan asked. There was a pause. Then, yes. Everyone froze. How many? Ryan asked. Multiple, but weak, came the reply. Very weak. They found an opening in the ship's hull. It looked like an emergency breach. Looks like our way in, Ryan said. No one argued. The shuttle slowly moved closer. Docking was difficult. The ship had no power to guide them. Everything had to be done manually. Slow, careful, precise. One mistake, and they could drift away forever. Finally, the shuttle locked into place. A soft sound echoed through the cabin. Connection complete. No turning back now. The team put on their suits. Each movement felt heavier than usual. Each breath louder. Ryan stood by the door. He looked at his team. Stay close. Stay alert. No sudden moves. Everyone nodded. The door opened. Darkness greeted them. The inside of the alien ship was cold, silent, still. Only the soft light from their suits lit the path ahead. The air felt thin, strange, different. They stepped inside slowly. Weapons ready, but lowered. This was not an attack. Not yet. The hallway was damaged. Walls were cracked. Wires hung loose. Some areas were burned. Others were frozen. It was like the ship had suffered many things at once. Then they saw something, a shape on the ground. Ryan raised his hand. The team stopped. He moved forward carefully. And then he saw it clearly. An alien, It was lying still, thin, pale. Its body looked fragile. Its skin had strange patterns, faint lines of blue under the surface. It was wearing something like a suit, but it was torn and damaged. "Is it alive?" someone whispered. Ryan knelt down. He checked carefully. A small movement. A weak breath. "Yes," he said. "Barely." More shapes appeared in the darkness. More bodies. Some moving, some not. The silence became heavy. These were not soldiers. These were survivors. Then suddenly, a sound, a soft movement behind them. Everyone turned quickly, weapons raised. An alien stood there, tall, but weak. It struggled to stay upright. Its eyes were large, filled with fear. Not anger, not aggression, just fear. No one moved. No one spoke. The moment felt frozen. The alien slowly raised its hand, not in attack, but in something else, something familiar. Peace. Ryan lowered his weapon, slowly, carefully. "I think it understands," one team member whispered. A small device on the alien's chest flickered, broken but still working. A faint sound came out, distorted at first, then clearer. "You came?" The voice was weak, barely holding together. The humans looked at each other. It was working. Translation. Communication. Ryan stepped forward. "We received your message," he said calmly. "We're here to help." The alien's body shook slightly. Relief. Or exhaustion. Maybe both. It tried to speak again. The device struggled. Words came slowly, broken, but clear enough. "We were rejected." A pause. "By all." The room felt colder. No one expected those words. Ryan frowned slightly. "Rejected?" he asked. The alien looked at him. Its eyes carried something deep, something heavy. Pain. No home. No place. No help. Behind the alien, more figures slowly appeared. Weak, injured, watching, waiting. Some were smaller. Children. One of the human doctors gasped quietly. "These are families." The truth was starting to become clear. This was not a military ship. This was not an invasion. This was an escape. Ryan took a slow breath. Everything they had feared was wrong. He looked back at his team, then at the alien. "You're safe now," he said. The alien stared at him, like it didn't fully understand, or maybe didn't believe it. "Safe?" It repeated softly. Ryan nodded. "Yes." For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the alien collapsed. The team rushed forward, catching it before it hit the ground. Medical kits opened quickly. Scanners activated. Low energy. Severe injuries. Dehydration. Multiple cases. Voices filled the air. Ryan looked around. At the broken ship. At the survivors. At the silence. And one thought became clear in his mind. This was only the beginning, because now they needed answers. And whatever had chased these beings across the galaxy might not be far behind. The alien ship was no longer silent. Lights flickered back to life in small sections. Emergency power, just enough to keep the survivors alive, but not enough to save them. Human teams moved quickly. Doctors treated the injured. Engineers tried to understand the strange systems. Security stayed alert. No one relaxed. Not yet. Commander Ryan stood near a medical area. The alien who had spoken before was lying on a support bed. Its breathing was still weak, but steady now. A human doctor adjusted a device near its chest. "It's stabilizing," she said. "Barely, but it's holding." Ryan nodded. "Good." After some time, the alien's eyes opened. Slowly, carefully, it looked around. At the humans. At the lights. At the unfamiliar place. Fear returned for a moment, then confusion. Ryan stepped closer. "It's okay," he said softly. "You're safe." The translation device flickered again. The alien tried to speak. "You stayed?" Ryan gave a small nod. "We said we would help." The alien looked at him for a long moment, like it was trying to understand something new, something it had never seen before. "Why?" it asked. Ryan paused. He didn't have a perfect answer, but he spoke anyway. "Because you asked." The alien closed its eyes briefly. as if that simple answer carried weight. After a moment, it spoke again. Others did not. Ryan's expression changed slightly. "Tell me," he said, "what happened to you?" The alien was quiet for a long time. Its body was weak, but its mind was carrying something heavy, something painful. Finally, it began. Slowly, carefully. We were part of the galaxy. Many worlds, many species. Images appeared on a nearby screen. The alien's device was projecting memories, faded but visible. Beautiful planets, cities filled with light, different species walking together, talking, working, living. "We were not alone," one human whispered. The alien continued. "We lived with them. We shared. We learned." At first, it looked like peace, like unity, like something strong. But then the images changed. Ships, weapons, explosions, war. They fought, always fought. Ryan watched closely. "What about your people?" he asked. The alien responded. "We did not fight. We chose peace." The humans looked at each other. That sounded good. Right, but something fell off. "They called us weak." The alien's voice grew softer. "They said we were useless." The images shifted again. Meetings, arguments, other species turning away, doors closing. "We refuse to build weapons. We refuse to join war." Ryan crossed his arms. "And that made them angry?" "Yes." The alien's breathing became heavier. The memory was painful. "They said we were a burden. We did not defend. We did not attack. We did not belong." The room went quiet. One of the human scientists spoke softly. "They rejected them just for choosing peace?" The alien continued. "Slowly they left us. No trade, no help, no protection." The images showed isolation. Planets once full, now empty. Stations shutting down. Ships leaving. We became alone. Ryan felt something tighten in his chest. "But that's not all, is it?" he asked. The alien looked at him. Its eyes were heavy. "No." The next images were worse. A large gathering. Many species. A decision. Final. They decided we were a risk. A risk. Ryan repeated. "They said if war came, we would not fight. We would fall, and others would fall with us." The meaning became clear. "They saw you as weak links," one human said. The alien gave a small nod. "They chose to remove us." Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Ryan spoke slowly. "They exiled you." "Yes." The word felt cold. "They took our worlds. They gave us ships and sent us away." Images showed families boarding ships. Crowded. Scared. Confused. Children crying. Leaders silent. Homes left behind. "We were told to find a new place. Far away. Never return." The humans stood still. No one spoke. Many ships did not survive. Attacks. Storms. Failure. The alien's voice almost broke. "We lost so many." The images faded. Darkness returned. Only one ship remained on the screen. Broken. Alone. Drifting. "This ship," Ryan said quietly. "One of the last." The truth was complete now. They were not explorers. They were not invaders. They were survivors. A long silence filled the room. Finally, Ryan spoke. "You came all this way just to find a home." The alien looked at him. "Yes." "We followed signals. We searched. Many worlds turned away." Ryan's jaw tightened slightly. "You were different." Ryan blinked. "Different. You answered." That simple sentence changed everything. Back on Earth, the full report was sent. Every word, every image, every truth. And once again, the world reacted. Some people were angry. They could be lying. They could be dangerous. Others felt something else. They were abandoned. They lost everything. They need help. Governments argued again. Fear versus compassion. Logic versus humanity. Inside the alien ship, Ryan stood quietly, looking at the survivors. Children sleeping weakly. families holding each other, beings who had lost everything. He thought about Earth, about humanity, about what they would choose. Then he looked back at the alien. "You're not alone anymore," he said. But even as he said it, he knew the truth. The hardest decision had not been made yet, because helping them might bring the same enemies that chase them away. And if that happened, Earth would have to choose again, stand with them, or become like the rest of the galaxy. The truth had reached Earth. Every screen, every news channel, every government office, everyone now knew the story of the aliens. They were not invaders. They were not enemies. They were survivors. The images from the alien ship spread across the world. Families leaving their homes. Children crying. Ships drifting in darkness. A whole species pushed away. People reacted in different ways. Some felt fear. What if they bring danger with them? What if the galaxy comes after them? Others felt anger. How could anyone do this? They were punished for choosing peace. And many felt something deeper, something human, compassion. They asked for help. We can't turn them away. They came to us because no one else would help. In cities, people gathered. On streets. In homes. Online. They spoke. They argued. They demanded answers. Are we going to help them? Inside government buildings, the tension was even stronger. Leaders from all over the world joined in urgent meetings. Faces serious. Voices raised. "This is not a simple choice," one leader said. "If we accept them, we can make enemies across the galaxy." Another responded quickly. "If we reject them, we become exactly like those who hurt them." Silence followed. A military commander spoke next. "We still don't know everything about them. They could be hiding something." Dr. Elias, who had first found the signal, shook his head. "They showed us everything," he said. "Their past, their pain, their truth." "And you trust them?" the commander asked. Elias paused. Then he answered, "I trust what I saw." The debate continued for hours. Fear against hope, risk against morality, safety against compassion. Meanwhile, above Earth, the alien ship waited, still damaged, still weak, still uncertain. Inside the ship, Commander Ryan walked through the halls again. But now, things felt different. Human doctors were working nonstop, treating injuries, stabilizing the weak, saving as many as they could. The aliens watched carefully, still unsure, still afraid. But something was changing. One small alien child sat quietly near a human medic. The medic gave it water. Slowly, gently. The child hesitated at first. Then it drank. It looked up, its eyes filled with something new. Not fear, not confusion, but trust. Ryan saw this moment, and it stayed in his mind. He turned to one of his team members. "They're starting to believe us," he said. The team member nodded. "Let's hope Earth believes in them too." Back on Earth, the pressure was growing. The public wanted an answer. The world was watching. Then finally, the final meeting began. All major leaders joined. No more delay. No more waiting. A decision had to be made. The room was silent. Heavy. One leader stood. "We must think about our people first. Our safety comes before everything." Another stood up. "And what does that make us? If we ignore those who suffer?" A third voice spoke. "If we help them, we risk war. And if we don't," another replied, "we lose something greater." The room grew quiet again. Then a new voice spoke. Calm, clear, strong. "They came to us because they believed we were different." All eyes turned. "They had no reason to trust us," the voice continued, "but they still asked for help." A pause. "If we turn them away, then they were wrong about us." Silence filled the room. But this time it felt different. Not tense, not angry, but thoughtful. One by one, the leaders began to understand. This was not just about aliens. This was about humanity. What kind of species were they? The answer was about to be decided. Back in orbit, Ryan received a signal. He looked at the screen. A message from Earth. Everyone gathered around, waiting. The message opened. Simple, clear, prepare for transfer. Ryan blinked. "What does that mean?" someone asked. The message continued. We are bringing them home. Silence, then shock, then relief. They said yes, one team member whispered. Ryan let out a slow breath. A small smile appeared on his face. They said yes, he repeated. The alien leader, now awake again, looked at him. What happened? It asked weakly. Ryan stepped closer. You're coming with us, he said. The alien's eyes widened slightly. To where? It asked. Ryan looked at her through the window. Blue, bright, alive. To our home, he said. The alien stared at the planet for a long moment. Home, it repeated softly. For the first time, the word did not sound empty. Soon, the process began. Transport ships arrived. Carefully, slowly, the aliens were moved one by one, handled gently, protected, respected. Humans worked side by side. No fear, no hesitation. Back on Earth, special areas were prepared. Safe zones, medical centers, living spaces. Everything was ready, but not everyone was happy. Some still feared what might come. Some believed this decision would bring danger, and far beyond Earth, in the deep darkness of space. Others were watching carefully, watching Earth make its choice. And they did not like what they saw, because for the first time, a planet had done something different. It had chosen to protect the weak, and that was something the galaxy did not understand. As the last transport ship entered Earth's atmosphere, a new chapter began, not just for the aliens, but for humanity, because this decision would change everything. And soon, the galaxy would respond. The aliens were now on Earth. For the first time in a long time, they were not drifting in space. They were not running. They were not alone. Special zones had been built far from crowded cities. Safe places, quiet places, places where humans and aliens could learn about each other. At first, everything felt strange. The aliens moved slowly, still weak. They watched everything carefully. The sky, the ground, the people. Earth was very different from what they knew. There was life everywhere. Green trees, flowing water, open skies. Some aliens stood for hours, just looking at the horizon, as if they could not believe it was real. Human teams stayed close. Doctors, scientists, helpers. No weapons, only care. Commander Ryan visited often. He walked through the area, watching both sides, learning, understanding. One day, he saw something simple but powerful. A human child was sitting on the grass. Next to her was a small alien child. At first, they did not speak. They just looked at each other. Then the human child smiled. She picked up a small ball and rolled it gently. The alien child watched. Confused, the ball stopped near its hand. It hesitated. Then slowly it pushed the ball back. The human laughed. The alien blinked. Then it made a soft sound. Not quite a laugh, but close. Ryan watched quietly. This is how it starts, he said to himself. Days passed, then weeks. The aliens began to recover. Their strength slowly returned. They started to walk more, talk more, learn more, and then something unexpected happened. They began to help. At first, it was small things, fixing simple tools, helping organize systems, understanding human machines quickly. Their minds were different, fast, precise, creative in quiet ways. One human engineer was shocked. They solved a problem we've had for years, he said, and they did it in minutes. Soon, the aliens share more. Not weapons, never weapons, but knowledge, clean energy systems, better ways to grow food, advanced medical techniques. Human doctors learned quickly. Diseases became easier to treat. Injuries healed faster. Energy systems improved. Cities became cleaner, more efficient. People started to notice. These aliens, they're helping us. They're making things better. They're not weak. The idea began to change. The galaxy had called them useless. But Earth was seeing something else. A different kind of strength. The strength to heal, to create, to improve. Ryan stood with Dr. Elias one evening, watching the sunset. Aliens and humans were working together in the distance. They don't build weapons. Ryan said. Elias nodded. No, but look at what they build instead. Ryan stayed silent. They were never weak, Elias continued. The galaxy just didn't understand them. Ryan looked out at the horizon. Maybe we understand them because we're not so different. Elias gave a small smile. Maybe, but peace never lasts forever. Far beyond Earth, something was moving. Large ships, powerful, silent. They had been watching, waiting. Now they were coming closer. Back on Earth, strange signals were detected. Not like before, not weak, not broken. Strong, clear, intentional. Inside the Global Command Center, alarms began to rise again. We have incoming signals, an officer said. Multiple sources. Dr. Elias stepped forward, put on screen. The message appeared. Sharp, cold. This is a united command of the Galactic Council. The room went silent. We are aware of your actions. More silence. You have taken in a species that was lawfully exiled. Leaders began to gather again. The tension returned. Stronger than before. You were not given permission. Ryan, now back on Earth, watched the screen. His expression grew serious. You are to return them immediately. A pause. They do not belong among active civilizations. The words fell heavy. Cold. Final. Around the world, people reacted again. Fear. Anger. Confusion. They're telling us what to do? They want us to give them back? The message continued. If you refuse, the signal paused for a moment, as if giving Earth time to think. There will be consequences. The screen went dark. Silence filled the room. Everyone knew what that meant. War. Ryan clenched his fist slightly. They chased them across the galaxy, he said, and now they want to finish it. Elias looked at him. What are we going to do? Ryan didn't answer right away. Instead, he looked outside, at the people, at the aliens, working together, living together. He remembered the child with the ball, the first small moment of trust. They're not leaving, Ryan said finally. Elias raised an eyebrow. You sound very sure. Ryan nodded. Because if we send them back, then everything we said, everything we did, means nothing. The truth was clear now. This was no longer just about helping refugees. This was about standing for something. And that kind of choice always comes with a cost. Far in space, the approaching ships continued to move. Closer, slower, but unstoppable. Back on Earth, the world prepared again. Not with panic this time, but with purpose. Because now they knew what they were protecting. And this time, they would not turn away. The message from the galaxy had been clear. Return the aliens, or face the consequences. Earth had little time. The decision could not wait. Inside the Global Command Center, leaders gathered once again. But this time, the room felt different. There was still tension, still fear. But something had changed. No one was asking, should we help them? That question was already answered. Now the only question was, how far are we willing to go? Commander Ryan stood near the front. Dr. Elias beside him. Screens showed the approaching ships. Large, powerful, closer than before. They will reach us soon, one officer said. Hours, maybe less. Silence followed. One leader spoke. If we return the aliens, we avoid conflict. Another responded quickly. And what happens to them? No answer came, because everyone already knew. Ryan stepped forward. They won't survive, he said. They barely escaped once. Another leader added, and if we fight, we may not survive either. The truth was simple. Both choices carried risk. Both choices had a cost. Elias spoke next. They came to us because they believed we were different. He looked around the room. If we send them away now, then we prove the galaxy was right about us. Silence. The words settled deep. Then, slowly, one leader stood. Then another. Then another. One by one, they made their choice. We protect them. No vote was needed after that. The decision was made. Earth would not give them back. The message was sent. Clear, direct, human. They are under our protection. A pause. We will not abandon them. Far in space, The galactic ships received a message, and they responded. More ships appeared, larger ones, stronger ones, a show of power, a warning. Back on Earth, defense systems activated. But this time there was no panic. Fighter jets launched, satellites aligned, ground forces prepared. But something felt different. People were not running. They were not hiding. They were standing together. In the alien zones, the message had reached them too. The alien leader stood outside, looking at the sky. Ships were faintly visible now. Small lights, growing brighter. Ryan approached. "They're here," he said. The alien nodded slowly. "We did not want this," it said. Ryan crossed his arms. "Neither did we." The alien looked at him. "You can still send us away." Ryan shook his head. "No." "Why?" the alien asked again. Ryan looked at the people around them. Humans and aliens together, working, helping, living. "Because this is what we chose," he said. The alien was silent. Then it spoke softly. "Then we stand with you." Ryan looked at it. "You don't have to fight." The alien gave a small, calm response. "We do not fight." A pause. "But we do not run anymore." Those words stayed with Ryan. Above Earth, the galactic fleet arrived. Massive ships filled the sky, casting shadows over the planet. A final message came through. "This is your last chance. Return them, or face removal." The tension reached its peak. Inside the command center, all systems were ready. But no one moved. They waited for the first action. Then something unexpected happened. A signal came from Earth, not from the military, not from the leaders, from the alien zone. The alien leader stepped forward, its image appearing on all screens. "We speak," it said. The galaxy paused. "We were called weak because we chose peace." The voice was stronger now, clearer. "We were cast out because we refused war." The fleet remained still. But this world, this species, a pause. They did not see weakness. Ryan watched closely. They saw value. They saw life. The alien's voice softened. "They gave us a home." Silence spread across space. "If you destroy them, you prove nothing." A longer pause. "But if you learn, you become more." The message ended. For a moment, nothing happened. No attack, no movement, just silence. Then slowly, the galactic ships began to shift. Not forward, but back. Confusion filled Earth's command center. "What are they doing?" someone asked. Ryan watched carefully. "They're leaving," he said. And it was true. The massive fleet turned away. One by one, slowly, silently. No attack came. No war began. The galaxy had made a different choice. Maybe not out of kindness. Maybe not out of agreement. But out of something new. Understanding. Relief spread across Earth. People cheered. Some cried. Others simply stood in silence. The danger had passed. Ryan looked at the alien leader. "It's over," he said. The alien looked at the sky. "No," it said softly. Ryan frowned slightly. "What do you mean?" The alien turned to him. "This is a beginning." Ryan smiled slightly. "Yeah," he said. "It is." And from that day on, Earth became something new. Not the strongest planet, not the most advanced, but the one that stood for something different. A place where the rejected found a home. A place where strength was not measured by power, but by choice. And far across the galaxy, that story began to spread. A story about a small world that chose to be human.